Okay, should have sound. I hope. Just gotta fix the. There we go. Microphone. All right, that's good. Let's check audio. God, I feel like everything I own either needs charging, fixing, or cleaning. So we're with Lena. Just gonna make sure my audio is working correctly before I go any further. Yep. Okay. All right. So here with Lena, trimming. Hopefully everything goes well. She's a little worried, so could have come from when we did teeth. I hate this place now. Yeah, me too. Okay, come over this way, away from everything that we've got. And maybe a little like that. Oh, slow down. You know, I just need you away from my stuff. You can go hang out on that side. Good. Okay, let's see. So I'm just going to have her be with me a little bit and stop shuffling around. You don't need to follow me around. Move over, move over, move over, move over. Good girl. Don't go forward anymore. Just leave the front line alone. Yeah. Okay. It's always fun working with horses, you know. Trying to keep her steady. I have 2 apples with me, but I'm going to hide them because I don't want her to eat them yet. All right. So give it a couple more minutes for people to wander in because YouTube's notifications are kind of slow. It's a good time to. So here's the difference between. Hang on a second. This isn't right. Barriers, apron, chaps, or whatever we want to call them, trimming chaps. I got phones over there. Okay. All right. So where was I? Trimming. Now this is going to be repetitive for some of you who are here a lot, but for anybody that's new, because we've got a few new people on the channel. We're over 4,000 subscribers now. So that's not bad. A lot of people seem interested in what I'm up to, what the horses are up to. Move over, move over, move over. Good. Keep shuffling, keep shuffling, keep shuffling. Keep thinking, Lena. Come on. Good. Now stay. 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 You can't keep. Come here. Come here. I know. You're worried. This is a worried horse. What you're seeing now is a horse that's looking behind them to make sure someone's not going to jump through the window. So we're going to get her back to what her what her normal baseline is of just a nice, calm, friendly horse. So I probably wouldn't do a lot of this stuff. If I was with a client, I might calm the horse a little bit. But I'm definitely not going to settle for moving out of place. Move over, move over. Good. Because when I'm trimming, I need her to stay steady. Well, so your butt's in the corner. Stay over there. Says I don't like the corner. Well, then that's where you're going to be for a little bit. And then I'll let you come out. Move over. Shuffle over. You know how to side pass. Front feet, back feet, front feet. Come on, Lena, move over. God, you're warm. You're so warm to touch. It's cold. Okay, move over. You're crowding me. Now back. Good. Right there's fun. Right there's fun. Calm down. Yeah. Back up. So, it may seem unusual that I don't tie my horses up. A lot of people do. It's fine. I show up to places, horses are tied or cross-tied. That's cool. I don't have a problem with that. But not for mine, because I want to work on things at the same time, just grabbing my tools, right? It's good practice. And if you tie them, it's harder to sort of work on these little gaps. Move over, move over. There, stay there. You can look in the corner. It's raining, so there's sound on the roof. You guys might not be able to hear it with the microphone here. Good girl. That's better. See? So, back up. You know where to be. Good. The groundwork is really, really important because I'm not just trimming her. I'm working with her mind a little bit too, so that in the case that I'm not in a place that has somewhere to tie or cross tie or enclose her in or something like that, and I want her to do what a lot of people refer to as ground tying. Well, I'm ground tying practice right now, essentially, except I'm not putting the line on the ground. So I'm having her just stay in one spot. I'll leave her alone if she does. If not, I'm gonna pick on her. She's kind of shuffled over this way a bit, so I'm gonna put her back over to the side. Come on. And I'm just sort of poking her in the side. A little pressure. She knows the side pass. Good girl. You're okay. Hey, you're okay. It's noisy. I get it. I'll pet her. Little bedhead. But the idea that a horse should just stay is fine. So this won't be just trimming, or it usually never is, especially with my horses. It never is just trimming. I'm also working on placement, and I get to practice. I say shuffle over, and she's going to get a little bit better and a little bit better at side passing and backing up. And with this trimming station, you're okay. It's okay. Yeah, good girl. And you get to be reassuring. You get to work on it. No. Put that foot back. Put your back foot back. She says, I gotta go poo-poo's in the corner. Okay. She's almost ready to trim. Just stay there. Now come forward a step. That'll do, right there. You look a little uncomfortable. Maybe back up or bring your front foot forward. There, right there, there. Maybe I'd leave her, oh, no, back up. Stay there. So that's fine. That's fine. We can't do this forever, can we? Never get anything done. Which is usually the problem that a lot of people or farriers or trimmers or whatever, they don't want to have to train people's horses, which is why I do this, so that you guys can work on your own horses for this kind of thing. And then when your vet or your farrier or trimmer shows up, they're like, hey, your horse is pretty nice. That's good to see. Okay, so where would we like to scratch, Lena? Just using the handle. I don't know. She says, I don't really care about scratches. I want to go eat grass and stuff. Okay, so let's turn her around. And I'll bring you guys over here to watch some trimming. Now, let's see. Let's come over here. Lena's following me a little bit. So, trimming. Let's talk about trimming again. Once again, let's do trimming stuff. Lena's about, I don't know, I'd say probably a week overdue, maybe. Her feet look a little like that. So, a bit on the front, that's worn off, and the usual wings. The pillars are long. So, let's get started on trimming her up. So the first thing I usually do is just take a look from the front like that, and then come down and then take a look from the bottom. So we got to clean everything out. I took her through the arena a little bit to sort of wipe her feet off a little in the sand, sand blasting, horsey sand blasting. But all the ground in stuff stays ground in. It doesn't come out until you scrape it out. Lena has her typical drafty big feet going on, which is fine. Looks quite healthy, just overgrown, as usual. She'd like her foot back. You can see her rocking and moving a bit. So I'll give her foot back for a second. Okay, so I've just noticed that she's relaxed her back foot there. You see how it's rested up like that? So there's some cases where I might go to that foot. I might say she might be asking for that foot to be trimmed. I'm going to see if she gets a bit more persistent. I'd like to just start on the one that I'm starting on and go from there. She's still kind of looking around. I'd like for her to calm down. Okay, let's get to trimming. So I'll ask for her foot. Now a horse that continuously goes backwards is one that's sort of not as comfortable as you'd like them to be. So we'll keep an eye on that. But overall, she's fine. So I'm just going to continue to sort of clean and make sure I've got everything out. Nothing dulls a tool faster than gravel and sand and stuff. So you really can't do a good enough job with this part. Okay, brush that out, which is what makes this trimming station so fantastic, because I don't have to have her in somewhere that's really dirty. Now she's gone backwards 2 steps, so I'm going to bring her up 1, 2. Stop her from going any more forward. Now she's still asking for that leg. So now I'm going to go look. I'm going to see if there's a problem here. See? She's asking. She knows I'm going to listen, so she asks. Says, "Can you please take a look?" Yes, Lena, I can. Because I'm a listener. Let's bring you guys more over here. So what am I looking for when a horse asks me to look at a foot? Well, I'm looking for big rocks or something that is sort of looking like it's stuck and uncomfortable in there. Looking for an imbalance. I'm looking for something in the frog or something, or, you know, something that appears to be painful to step down on. If she gets better, now she's crunching her teeth a little. If she appears better, I'm going to come back to the original foot that I started with, because as you can see, she's standing fine. So we'll try again. If she asks for her back foot again, I'll trim it. If not, I'll just continue with the one I want to do. Okay, so we're all clean in here. Whoa. Now where are you going? Lena, what seems to be the issue? Okay, we're gonna give her foot back. I'm being extra sensitive today. Sort of, she's not actually lifting any other foot. See? So she's just, what I would refer to as just nervous and wants all 4 feet on the ground. Looking off to the right. Okay. This time I'm going to stick with it. And we're going to trim quickly. Okay, so I got my little mini nippers. Let's take these bars down. a reasonable amount. Just asking for her foot, but this time I'm going to keep it with me for a second. And I'll give it back when she calms down about it. Still raining. Hey, I know, I get it. She's jittery, she hears the rain. So we'll just keep working at it. Now she's lifting up her back foot again. So off I go. She's a little too close to the wall back here for me. So I'm gonna have her jump forward a smidge to there. That sounds, looks pretty good. It's raining. It's making noise on the roof. It's trim. So, oh, you guys are so far away. Something like that. Okay, so I'm going to wait for a second. She's not comfortable. There we go. I'm gonna take these bars down. They're so long. I'll do that one with a knife because the angle's wrong. I gotta sharpen my knife. Yeah, I think we better sharpen the knife. That's not getting through it. It's dull from something else. And that's the moral of the story, people. Make sure your tools are sharp before beginning a project like this. Sharpening with just a normal radius rasp file, whatever. Usually used for chainsaws and stuff. It gets in this tiny little corner. This little, I don't know if it's going to focus on that. What if I go out of the picture? So, anyways, it's just a tiny little space. You know, what do you think is going to happen in here? Okay, that should be better. She's gone back into her previous position. Put her back where I'd like her to be, because it's fine. You're fine. There, come forward. There you go. And now I can do her back feet. Stay. Good girl. Look at that. She's already sort of got her foot a little bit up for me. Okay, let's get down there. So, you know, for a lot of people, this isn't very expeditious. It's a little better. This is a really hard bar. All right, that's better. You guys can't see a thing. Just a second. There we go. So the bars are just part of the hoof wall, in essence. And when they overgrow, they sort of press into the rest of the foot. And it has been shown to be sort of painful to horses, like a callus on the bottom of your foot in a way, except that it's supposed to be there, but not all of it. Okay, let's see if she feels any better with her bars removed, so that I can continue on with the front foot, which is my goal. So I'm listening to her talk when she does that. So I do a little and then come back. See if there's if you guys are good here. Any problems with the sound and stuff? Blame it on the weather. Yes, it could be the weather. But I mean, everybody had their teeth done in here and it wasn't the most funnest. Would you stop doing that? Come forward. There, just stand there. Bring your back feet up. Good girl. Ooh, get close to the camera though. So she's jittery. I'm gonna rub her. Tell her I'm here. A little bit more. Okay. Hopefully she doesn't totally lose it. While we work on this live. Yeah, so I don't know, removing the bars seems to have settled her back end problem, so that's good. Let's continue on the front. Okay. That's one side that's not bad. Lena, stay with me. Something like that. So yeah, I'm always working on training these guys to settle down or be with me or whatever you want to call it. Connect up. Trust. See, I'm able to hold her leg a little longer now. I am going to give it back in just a short second because I can feel her rocking just a slight amount. She wants it back there. She's asking more. Just going to do a little more on this side. Looking for symmetry. If I can get it. I'm not taking those walls down to sole level, leaving them a little up. Okay, that's all my roughing in I've needed to do. You guys can see from the top, there is an improvement. If you've been watching from the beginning. Okay, give her a short break. See her leg twitch like that. She's a little nervous. She'd like to turn around. So I block her. You're okay, Lena. Head down. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Down. Let's loosen this up a smidge. Down. Good. Good girl. So all the same stuff you do when you're acclimating. Down. Good. You guys can't see what I'm doing really, really well. Here, I'll show you. So I'm going to ask for down, down. Good. Pet her, rub her, bring her back. Block her if she comes towards me. Ask her to come back, down, down. It's all just the stuff I do all the time. I just happen to be trimming her. Okay, let's grab this foot again. Hopefully she won't take a big step backwards. And she'll just lift. Come on. Good girl. All right. Let's deal with your frog because you're probably a little uncomfortable about it. Wow, where are you going? Lena, you have to just settle down a little. Okay? I'm looking up at her, she's looking down at me. Okay, let's get on with this. Oops, she's moved too far over, so I'm going to correct that without having the camera smashed. Bring that over here. Bring your butt over. That's good. Right there. One more step, and then one back, and then, yeah, that'll do. And she's actually even farther over where I'd like her to be, even more than before, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to keep going for this front foot. And I'm really taking my time because this is a live stream. I was actually out the other day trimming. You know, my knife is dull. I apologize. Let me try a different knife. Stay. Oh, yeah, that's better. Oh, where are you going? Okay, I'm going to change positions. She might be thinking she wants her foot a little lower. Yeah, we've got a lot of frog to remove. Okay. She's just taking herself a nice deep breath, so that's nice to see or hear. I was looking, I'd say I saw it. Anyway, so I was at a place. Come over this way a bit. And then turn your butt and stand in the middle. That will do right there. Move the camera, don't get it squished. I like my phone. Come on, Lena. Good. All right. So I was at a place and the owner couldn't be there in the time that I was there. So she says, yeah, go ahead and work on my horse. And I said, okay. And usually he's a bit of work. Lena, just would you please stand still? Stop worrying so much. Anyway, so she wasn't there, and so I worked on him. And I was done in record time. And less chitty chat, less sort of time taken. But there's the other side of it where I'm Lena's owner. Come on, big girl. Come on. And she knows that I'm going to, you know, put up with her more or something like that. And the relationship is a little more wishy-washy because I'm wishy-washy, which I shouldn't be. And so there's a little bit of that sort of happens as well, where she's kind of chitty-chatty about all kinds of stuff, and I said, okay, what's the problem? Things like that. Well, you guys are about to get knocked over. Hang on, Lena. Let me just shape this sucker up just a little more. We're almost done. Yeah, looks kind of nice. Okay, put my tools back in. We're going to do the walls in a minute, but I just want to do one more sharpening here. Stay. Put you guys up high. Stay. So, you know, I don't entirely blame her for, I'm a part of it, which is why I'm trying to not be a part of it. You know, when you're trimming or you're doing, you know, washing them or inspecting them for injuries or bandaging them and stuff, there's got to be some ground rules that you maintain and keep and do your best to keep, right? Let's make sure we've got a sharp edge on this one too. What the heck? While we're here, there's the dog, neighbor's dog. But it's not food. I don't care. Hopefully that's not too noisy for you guys. Just turn down the. Listen to that chatter that's happening. I don't know if you can tell the difference. Here's this side. That's smooth. Right there. You hear the difference? So there's a problem right there. Oh, that's better. Almost. Get a little smooth over here. You get a feel for that stuff as you do it more. Blocker. Don't leave. Okay, let's finish up this 1 foot. It's a little more work too, having to drag a camera around. But you guys can enjoy some hoof trimming if that's your thing, which it is for some. Come on. Good girl. Okay, so I'm going to take just a tiny bit of height off of here. Yeah, she needs, there's some frog in here that's sort of a, I don't know how to explain it, like a powdery white. And so I want to get to that a little bit, not a lot. Ooh. And just make sure, because it generally means that there's disconnected frog there. And We don't want that. Here, let's see if I can show you an example. She doesn't fight with me too much. I don't know if it'll show. But right in here is a little bit of sort of a chalky whiteness. Oh, she's really... So the rest of it isn't so... It's not chalky, it's very solid. But this right here. So just want to check that out a little. Make sure there's nothing. You can see there's a little bit of stuff that's sort of stuck in there, which naturally goes in there because it's weaker. But other than that, I think she's got a pretty good frog here. So I'm going to give her foot back. I'm going to put you guys over here for a second. I'm going to get that front foot down faster. Because I think she's... Okay, I don't want you going backwards anymore. Come forward. That's a good spot there. And now you can come back one and lift your foot. Good. All right, so let's get this done. And you'll see I'm trimming just carefully, not to get rid of this little bit. God, you guys are a long ways away. Come here. Come over here, please. Not to get rid of her natural wear spot right here. So, oops, wrong side. Trim to that. Get it nice and symmetrical. Give her a bevel. Less likely to chip stuff. And now I'm going to take the other side. That's what I've been using. I'm going to take the other side. Stay with me, Lena. Be a good teacher, please. And I'm going to check to see my trim is right, because sometimes the color. So I'll just take off that little bit, and you can see, I don't know if you can see that, you probably can't, but it's a little high or a little lower than what the rest is. So I'm just going to match up as best as I can, get rid of any bits, and then you can finally just round the front kind of nicely. Okay, I don't want to fight with you anymore. Step forward one. Don't hit the camera. I'm going to do that back foot next because she's still lifting it. Come on, good girl. Just a little more. And now I'm just sort of crafting the outside a little bit. The inside's good. I think we're good. I'm going to get rid of that little bump there. There and there. Round the front nicely. Very symmetrical with the rest. Get my little nippers. Take off this little tag here. And one tiny little change to this corner here. Oh, that knife sucks. One more knife. I don't like this knife very much. It's sort of my backup knife because it's so big. Getting warm. Okay, what have I done to my edge of my knife? I want it cut. What did I do? So you guys have to bear with me while I do some sharpening again. Feel free to turn your speakers down. I can't do this with a glove on because I thought these things were pretty good. Settle down. Feel it with my finger. Oh, there's a burr. A burr is where the other side, the non-beveled, that's a beveled side. The non-beveled side gets an edge, like a sticky outy edge. It's called a burr. So it's burred. A burr will make a knife really dull. It'll just, let's get rid of the burr. Almost, Lena, almost. A little on this side. Get rid of the burr. Stick with me. Okay, that feels a bit better. Oh yeah, okay. It's a big burr on there, you know. I think we might have to take these things to the grinder, put on a brand new bevel. Steeper bevel. Okay, let's check the other side. Because this is a two-sided knife. I like one-sided knives, but once in a while, this is my backup knife, so once in a while I do like a two-sided knife, but mostly I just use a one-sided knife. But she gets to learn a little bit more to just stick with me and be okay with that. Right? Good girl. Okay, that's a bit better. That should cut better. That feels better. What's with this one? Yeah, big burr. Lena, you should tell me to get rid of my burrs on my knife. So we've done 1.5 feet. About 2.5 to go. We're almost there. I'll check her in the arena to run around a little. Okay, got a burr again. Get rid of that. Lena's just taking it easy. If I had somebody here, they could help me out with questions and stuff, but I don't have the extra help today. Okay, we're almost done with this ridiculous sharpening business. Okay, there's that burr gone. That was a big one. Must have hit a rock. Much better. Much better. Sharp with, oh, nope, not better. Now, if I really wanted to be a keener, I'd take my, I have another tool that's a diamond sharpener, and it really gets things razor sharp. But I'm good with what we've got so far. Don't leave. Thank you. Okay, back to feet. What do you say, Lena? Should we do that back foot you keep lifting up? All right, so without any, just calm down. Without any rasping on the top, you can see we've got a much better shape all around, especially compared to this one. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not looking at the camera, but I'll check later. Okay, let's do the back foot. Let's do the back foot, Lena. Put you guys way over here for now. I'll do Q&A after I've done this side. How about that? I'll check comments. So if you guys have any questions, put a couple stars on there, that kind of business. And then don't eat the table. Don't touch my cup. No. Okay, let's see your foot. Atta girl. All right. Okay, so you guys probably want to see what I'm doing. Right, like that. All right, let's rasp. Not much to do. Horses usually maintain their back foot quite well, which is nice. Chatter, chatter, chatter. I might need a new rasp soon. Again, we're looking at this spot right here, right in the front, which is really nice. It's actually right good matched up with where our frog is. So bring that down. Lena, stick with me. Don't move, because then I got to move the camera. That's a pain. You guys are way off, aren't you? Stay center. Okay. Oop, wrong side. There we go. No height, just a bevel on this part. It's already down low enough. We don't need to remove any height off of there. Just clean that up. And she's balanced. We just got to do the final clean. But I need to put her back because she's shuffled all the way over there. And I'd like her not to. Here, move your butt just a bit this way. Then I don't have to move the camera. See, she's a good girl. It's good practice. Come on, Lena, give me your foot. There we go. Okay, so using the smooth side, we're now going to... Oh, can you guys see that? We're right up against the wall now. There, something like that. Dog next door's barking. He doesn't like dogs very much. Somebody's calling out. I think it's Rue. Trucks are going by. Lena hates trucks. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Let me do a little repair to this side here with my now sharp knife. Yep, that's better. There we go. She's getting awkward. I'm going to put her foot down because she's turned her front end over. So I'll put her back. Horses can lean. If you get to trimming them and start accepting them leaning on you and stuff, some of them need it. Where are you guys? And some, well, they don't. They just do it to get what they want a little bit. They are that smart. They're planners, but they can get a decent idea of, through classical conditioning, essentially, by doing something and getting a result out of the human. Just a little more trimming of this frog here. Oh, it's nice to have a sharp knife. She's moved her front end over, so I'm going to put her back and start again. Otherwise, she's leaning on me. Nope, that won't be acceptable. I'm going to put her front end into the corner a little bit, sort of an exaggeration. Come back to her back end. And we're really up against the wall now. Let's see if we can get this done. I have to be cautious. I don't want to necessarily dig her frog out. I don't know if you guys can see this. There's some, right in the middle there, some deeper stuff. I gotta need to get her away from the wall. So I'm gonna ask her forward. I don't have any space to do anything. Stay there. Okay, well, now you're just underneath yourself. There, that's better. Stay, Lena. Okay. There, now we've got some space. Bam. Something like that. Okay, so I just want to take a look in here. Again, I don't want to carve anything out. And I'm just going to smooth this back edge just a smidge. Just so anything that sort of does kind of come in here should be able to make its way out a little better. Grab my other knife and just come up this corner here. Give the frog a bit of a bevel. It's hooked on the bar. So I'm just going to take that last little end bit off, and then should be able to make one good swipe up the edge and round that off a bit. She's moved over again, so she's leaning on me and twisting. Put her front end back. Come back to the back. Ask nicely. Try not to lose your patience. It happens. She's moved her front end again, but it's not as twisty yet, so I'm going to wait. But I probably shouldn't. I should probably go correct it before she does something. That's not bad. I can tell this frog is in good condition. You don't need to take off a lot. That's actually quite nice. Let's take a look from the top. You guys can see. Nice little oval, but I will do just a smidge more. I'm not quite happy with it yet. So ask for her foot one last time. She gives it. We're working on the smooth side of the rasp. And I'm just gonna make sure I don't have any corners, any little ridges or something that isn't just nice and round. A little more. There and there. I call that done. Okay, we finished one side of her. How long did that take me? 45 minutes. Yeah, see, I would never take an hour and a half to trim a horse. It's way too long. Hopefully the other side goes much quicker. So we'll take a short break and answer a couple questions. Good job, Lena. Go wander around. You're free. Let's give her some scratchings. I'm gonna cool off a little bit. It's good exercise in horses. So, all right. I'm gonna grab my other phone so I don't have to stare into the. Oh, it's really raining. Drizzly day today. See, drizzly and kind of undesirable. Not a good day for trimming. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, I don't know if it's going to go back all the way. A lot farther this goes back is 11:37. So if there are any questions before 11:37, I can't see them. All right, Sue's here, David's here, Marianne's here, Mr. Unknown's here. Hello, everybody. Wish we had a nice wash station like this. Yeah, I wanted one too for the longest time, so I built it. The lightest stall and hoping for the best. Yeah. When the vet came and did teeth, he was ecstatic. He was really happy. This is great because it's all lit up. It's all lit up from below and above. And you can see everything. There's no shadows. Lena, you want to have an apple? Maybe I'll give her an apple. Look at that. It's like she knows what I'm talking about. Ready for your apple? You have to be nice. Back up. Back up. Wow. Let's try that again. Back up. Back up. Down. Down. Okay, back up. Back up. Back up. It works. Okay, here's your apple. Okay, all right there, Munchie. Settle down. Hey, back up. Back up. Back up. I can't believe that works. I've never done that with just voice. I mean, I've sort of always done it. Okay, apple hands. You dropped a piece. Let's see. Get off of me. Eat the one on the ground. You dropped the piece on the ground. Look down. Okay, that's the problem with giving treats and stuff. Mr. Unknown says you don't like your horses facing the other way while you work on them. I don't really care which way they face. But I'll sort of adjust to the situation. What are you, lazy or something? Here. Okay, Martine's in here. Hello, Martine. Stop it. Don't bug me. You're going to get in big trouble. Shh. Back up. Yeah, see, I've created a monster. A monster. I'll send you away. Go over there. Somebody's calling out. Stay there. Don't move. Dog's barking. So much excitement all of a sudden. Rue's calling out. Lena, don't bug me anymore. Okay, let's see. Marianne says, I'm struggling hard to use the knife on my bars. My trimmer makes it look so simple and easy. Sharp knife really, really helps. If not, I mean, I try not to use my knife on the bars if I can help it because it dulls the knife so quickly. I've heard some people have a different knife for bars and frogs. Get over there. Stay over there. Leave me alone. Oof, good grief. Stay. Stay. Over. Stay. Jeez. Okay. When she can see the outside. Right, yeah. Sorry. Mr. Unknown's question about horses facing. I don't know. I put a window on the other side so they can kind of look out there. She can face this way, but I don't want her pressing on the rope that's here. I don't want her thinking that's a good idea. She should just kind of stay where she is. Again, this is a live stream for teaching purposes, and the idea being that I'm doing an exaggerated version of what I would normally do. I'm going to probably do it more efficiently if I wasn't talking. Stay over there. Stay. Give her some scratches. Do you have both a left and right-handed knife? I do, but I rarely use this thing. I just find it uncomfortable. I use one knife, one-sided knife a lot. I've got really good. It's a right-handed knife. I get really good at both directions with it, but once in a while I use my little handy dandy. This is my tiny knife. Wrong. Go back over. You have to stay over there because I know you're going to bug me. Stay. Stay. Look at her. Do I have to? Yes. And it's got a little edge on sort of both sides. So I like it a lot. Works on little horses, works on little locations, little tiny places that I just want to sort of get a little bit off. Stay. I don't have any more apple. Okay, people are chit-chatting. Manuela, why don't you trim the rough edges of her hooves? I do. Mr. Unknown says, I see people trim the outside wall of the hoof from the front. You don't do that. Is that on purpose? Yeah, that is. Okay, if you'll leave me alone, you can go over there. But leave me alone. There, go look outside. Right, nobody wants to watch me pester a horse. There. Okay, so she's not going to bug me. That's good. Let's see. So Mr. Unknown says, well, what about the outside? So I've tried to explain it a few times in the past videos, which you probably missed because these things are long and probably tedious to watch. The idea is when you're trimming the outside, generally, I always would say, well, what is the purpose of trimming the outside? And I haven't heard any other reason or seen any other reason other than to what they call get rid of flare. Now, there's different levels of trimming the outside. Sometimes I'll trim the outside a little bit, just a bit. But there's been some kind of rule that's gone around that you can trim 1/3 of the way up the hoof wall. I don't believe that is a good idea much at all. The hoof wall is stronger, more impervious to moisture, and just structurally more integral if it's as original thickness as far down to the ground as you can get. And in fact, by rasping off that front edge, you can induce more flare due to the fact that the structural integrity of the hoof wall itself is weaker, and as such, it will mechanically separate off easier. So I try never, ever, ever to trim the outside. And in a lot of cases, you'll see you'll see hooves where the outside has been trimmed off so much. Look at her pressing on that orange line. So I don't want that. So I'll ask her back. 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 Good girl. Stay. Hopefully she stays. She doesn't. So ask her back. We're still doing the same thing. I'll go back a little further. So, yeah, that's why I don't trim there. And trimming back. Okay, see, this is why I got to put you in the corner, because it's just so irritating to have to pay attention to you not being on the line. Go stay over there. So this is your life. It's not such a hard life, you know, for 1 hour out of the month. Well, not when we did teeth. Okay, I'm just going to stand here with her. Yeah, thanks, David. Thanks, David, for doing what you did there. I appreciate that. Actually, I will quickly address it, but I don't find the questioning in all caps to be very polite. Looks kind of like if you were standing here with me yelling at me, I would probably ask you to leave. So David's deleted a message from somebody who keeps, just impolitely writing. But I've never seen a horse not like sound sharpening. In fact, I've been sharpening a knife and I've had horses come to me to come check it out. So it's not the case, actually. She's nervous about other stuff. Yeah. Right, Lena? Okay, come on, come forward. Sue, Martine says, must be exhausting because feet are heavy, back-breaking. It isn't actually. You're really just mostly holding your own weight. If you have to hold the horse's weight, that is hard. But I try not to have that sort of happening because it does. It gets very. I've had some horses where I've just been exhausted coming out of it. So not fun. But usually I'll have them just be light. Martine with her lumbar belt again. This has a little belt on the back. It has a belt on the back. My Bear's apron has a big pad on the back. You can't see it because my sweater's on, but it's there. Oh man, Mr. Unknown knows French. Patricia's here. Hello, Patricia. Oh, quick point right now. This isn't the safest place to be. The exit is that way. So I'm really putting a lot of trust in Lena. I'm not saying that's a great idea. A big tractor just went by. You know, it's loud, noisy. Lena hates that stuff. You can see her shuffling around. If she really wanted to leave because she can hear stuff coming through the window, she would just go right through me. So I'm not suggesting what I'm doing is a great idea, but I don't know. So far, so good. Moving on. French again. I know a little bit of French, but I'm fluent in Japanese and a tiny bit of Spanish. Oh, thanks, David. You guys chit-chatting. All Gypsies here says hello, hello. Somebody named Anders, who's new here, can tell you a secret. The hooves don't need to be trimmed if the horse is always outside the stable. Totally untrue. If anybody has read that and believed it, don't. It's not true at all. Rebecca's here from Las Vegas. So sorry, Anders, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but it's incorrect. And it's been proven time and time again. The only way to determine if a horse needs their hoofs trimmed or not is to actually inspection. It's not due to whether or not they're in a particular environment. So, yeah. Gold Leaf's here. Hello, Gold Leaf. How do wild Mustangs trim the hooves? Well, the lead Mustang comes over with a rasp and lines them all up. Says, "Come here, you get." No, I'm just kidding. They don't. And there's plenty of documentation out there that have shown some Mustangs have really bad feet, cracked and chipped and flared and imbalanced and stuff like that. But they live with it. And some do trim okay. Some do self-trim kind of well. So your question, it seems to come from a place that could use a little bit more research into the subject. I'm happy to answer the questions, of course, but I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Okay, all Gypsies got to go. Lucky picking a lawyer. David, if you could get rid of that guy, that'd be great. It's just wasting time in here. Okay, MJB Salt. Put your suggestions on splitting the hoof to how to deal with that. Lena doesn't like being in a stall. It's true, but she has to learn how to figure it out. So, but again, I think a little bit of this is coming from when she had her teeth done. She was very worked up. And it was nighttime and stuff, so it's an unusual thing. Don't do teeth very often and all that. So we just have to help her out as best as possible. Dealing with split and cracks. That's hard. The best thing for split and cracked hooves, especially on the front usually, Lena doesn't have one, so I can't show you, but I can show you what starts them. What would start if her hooves, let's see, let's switch the camera around. And I'll just have her stand a little here. Right there is good. Okay, so let's point this thing down and get quiet. So what's going to start a crack? Let's see if I can you just step forward a step? You look weird. Just one step. That's too much. Half a step is good. One more forward, half a back. There you go. That'll do. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, like that. Okay, so one foot's done. Oh, Lena, you were perfect. Go back. Nope, forward. Nope, back. Come on, put your feet back together. They were perfect. Okay, we'll zoom out just a smidge. Something like that. Okay, Lena, stay. So I can explain this. So the foot on the right, or at least on this foot here, it's got a nice round front to it, you see, because I've trimmed it, not from the top. This stuff here is periopal. It is a protectant to the hoof wall. It preserves the integrity of the wall a lot better. And this is just her natural wearing off of that periopal. Otherwise, it would travel all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so same with the other side, lots of periopal. Very, very, very healthy. Very good. So rounded, again, I've trimmed it from the bottom only and a little round when I was done, which could appear to be done from the top, but because I'm doing it almost straight on, but it's nice and round. Okay, so let's take a look at the other foot. You can see here, it's got a big front part here, and then right here and right here, this looks straight because these are coming out. So what usually causes a big, oh, Lena, you're not standing, stand. So what causes these cracks to travel up here, and others as well, is because this part here and this part here gets too long. Unfortunately, there seem to be quite a few people who think the solution is to cut a big V. So say the crack was right here, right? Oh, sorry, there we go. Say the crack was right here, and they cut a big V right there. And they think that that's the solution, but it isn't, because what's actually causing it is that this part here and this part here is too long. It's too long. So this is the actual proper wear point. This is her real wear point for her conformation and hoof shape and all that. Lena, don't touch the camera. And then she's not wearing off her corners or pillars. Better way to put it, pillars. So let's zoom back out. Nope, that's in. No. A little more. Oh, this thing is just, this could be more intuitive. Thanks, YouTube, for making a pretty good app, but not quite there. All right, so now we're back to trimming and stuff. So hopefully that answers the question. How would I deal with it then? Well, then you get rid of the mechanical. You have to get rid of the mechanical pressures of those pillars to stop the hoof from splitting apart. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's get on with trimming this big horse because she'd like to go play and roll, I'm sure. Put my gloves on. Well, we get all sorts on this channel, live streams. It's good to have a moderator. Trimming Trimming horses' hooves is important in captivity because they don't wear them like they should. Well, because they don't travel around enough. So there is some truth, obviously, to horses that are out and about on rocky, dry conditions, non-lush food. So hoof problems aren't just about trimming. Hoof problems come from all kinds of stuff. The food we feed them, if you give lots of lovely grains and sugary goodness and stuff in there, you're going to wreck the metabolism, and the dietary needs of the horse are different than that. And as such, it'll show in the hooves. So it's not just about trimming. We have to consider an awful lot of things. So a real closed off viewpoint is rough to deal with unless it's done, with respect and kindness, which is how I try to go about things here. And good questions, go ahead and ask them nicely. I don't have a problem with that. But rude comments are not taken on here. Just leave them alone. No need to encourage that. Okay, so her just like the rest of her walls sort of back here, they're a little long for her bars, so I'm just clipping those back to just a little above the sole, and that gets the first base line started. Should leave her foot with me, it'd be really nice. Yeah, for bars, Marianne, trimming the bars with a knife, just a really good, sharp, steady knife should do it. Oh, Lena, calm down. You're good. There we go. That's pretty nice. Let's check out the frog, see if there's anything that needs to come off. Leave it with me. You're okay. You can stand on your other three legs for a little bit. There we go. Give this stuff in the central sulcus an escape route. Out the back as best as possible. Make sure there are no cracks, no thrush. Now, I haven't had to introduce any ideas of how I deal with thrush because my horses haven't had thrush in years. Luckily. Okay, this knife still has a little bit. Okay, now you got your foot back. You happy? Can I finish it? Come on. Good girl. Haven't had to deal with thrush in a long time, which is really nice, but it can be real tedious to get rid of. And sometimes expensive. But generally, a good solid trim on a regular basis staves off that kind of thing, and then you don't have to deal with it. Not that I haven't dealt with it, that's for sure. Stick with me, girl. I know. We're almost done. This foot. Now I'm just taking off a bit because you can see, I don't know if you can see with all this shaking around, but there's a bit right here where my finger is that's sort of stuck in there. So I'm just getting rid of a little bit of the stuff around it so that it can more or less fall out on its own. Just maintenance, just wear and tear, artificial wear and tear. Put my tools back. Okay, we're going to deal with the walls next. Back you guys up a smidge. Grab my rasp. Okay. She says, can you do the back? Yeah, I can do the back. Let's see. See, this is what I mean, I mean, there's a case to be made where you can be receptive to their communication. All right, so let's clean this one out. I mean, she could just be asking for that. She says, well, this one doesn't feel as nice as the other three. Can you clean it out and maybe give it a trim? Yep, I sure can. So about the heaviness, you know, if you bend your knees quite a bit, then a lot of times it doesn't really impact you much. You know, you're really just holding up your own weight. There. Okay, let's see if she feels good about that. Put my rasp down. I'm gonna grab my nippers and we're just gonna clean off these bars. For one, she's got a small chip over here, and that's due to the amount of hoof wall that's kind of out there. Not a big deal, totally normal. Let's see what this frog looks like. I'm really just sort of, I don't think much needs to come off, but I'm more inspecting the edges, making sure. There's a hole right there, so we'll trim that with a knife in a second. Just get her to keep her foot with me. I'll come around. It is definitely awkward, much more awkward to trim without being able to bring my face sort of closer, or my head around a little bit more, but I don't want to block the camera. Okay, so she's got just a little bit sort of at the back here and here that I'll address with a knife. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. I don't even look at the camera. So let's do that. Yep, she's ready. That's nice. Grab my knife. Just going to make a bevel along this edge, something clean. And then you can see even further. Ah, geez. Right here, there's something going on there. So I'm just going to take a look a little bit. She's got a lot of frog. And it's nothing special. It's just old frog. Just clean it off. Okay, I want to do the other side. So I'm going to, wrong knife. Oh, it's moving on me. There. That's pretty white. Old frog in there, I think. Come on. Off you go. Don't need you anymore. You're unneeded. Just going to scrape away at this and see if there's any problems. Doesn't quite appear to be. Well, then just a little bit off the back here, so I can take a look here. Yep, see? You guys can see. Hopefully you can see that. There. All right. That's better. Okay. I'm going to leave that as is. It's looking better. And we have one. Well, we still got to trim the front walls. Let's give her a second. And we'll continue on right now. Come on, Lena. I don't want the other foot. I'm all done with that foot. At least I think I am. Okay, she's moved over a little bit too much. I don't want to be over by the poop. So I'm going to shuffle her forward to the side. That'll do right there. Move you guys over. And let's trim her back foot. Something like that. Okay, here we go. Let's shape it up. The heels need very little, if anything. And this part here, I really want to get rid of. It's just way too long. It's chipping for a reason. So I'm going to help her out. Something like that. Okay, it's good. This side's not quite as bad, which is interesting. And we're almost done. Can get to the soft or the fine side of the rasp to finish up the work. Okay, so remember we do the last wear point last. The last wear point last, we do the wear point last, so that we can then judge sort of the coloring a bit more. Make sure we're not leaving anything imbalanced. So that when you kind of swipe across, you can see where there's a high point. And I'd call that done. A little better. Last foot. That one. Bring you guys over here. A few more minutes, we'll go back to Q&A. Kick Lena out, I guess. She can go have herself a big old roll. Right, Lena? You're a good girl. Give her some scratches real quick. You look like you're getting a little chubbier. Okay. Oh, that's perfect. All right, so fix the camera. Let's get to it. Usually I'll try to work on height first. Make sure I get the wall height to where I want it, and then I'll work on the shaping and the bevel from the bottom. And she's sort of moving her head around quite a bit, so I have a feeling that there's some kind of noise going on somewhere. Let me back her up a bit. What are you looking at? There's nobody here. Okay, bring it back up. Bring you guys over. That way you can see what on earth I'm doing. Okay, one side's mostly done. I'm going to try to match up the other side. Like getting a haircut. You know, hairdresser's working away on your hair. And you're like, well, you've done one side. I'm going to just tuck her leg behind my knee. Come on. She says, yeah, but when you do that, it's locked in. Yep. It's a little easier to work this way. One, because I can use my dominant hand. And two, it keeps it really steady. I don't have to put any torque on it. Ooh, you guys are going to get whacked in a second. Let's move the camera over. That. There, that's better. Okay, my initial roughing is done. I'll let her go for a second, and we'll do the fine shaping. Almost done, Lena. 2 more minutes. Let's go. Come on, big girl. That's a good girl. Quickly bring this around this time. Oh, maybe not. There. Okay. Work my way from the back forward quite a bit. Got a lot of hoof wall. Very thick, healthy hooves. Almost done. Almost done. She's asking for it back. Gotta be quick. Let's swipe across the front, see how much more we have to do. A little more swiping. Maybe one more pass. Yep. And that's probably it. Just balance, looks good. Let her go. Whew. Okay, let's take a look from the front. You can see the, let's switch this around. I can't see what I'm showing you guys and I want to. Okay, so more roundy round. Whoa, camera, stop moving. There, matches that one. No trimming from the top. Good girl, Lena, let's kick you out. Now I'll just take my apron off. Hard to walk with it on. And I will answer any questions if there are any. Okay, you're a good girl. Let's go to the arena. See how she goes. Everybody calls out and she freaks out. What's going on? Everybody's calling. Literally. It's insane. Okay, you guys, settle down. She's still alive. Rue's like, I might kick Rue out with her. He's calling out an awful lot. Okay, Lena, go have yourself a soggy roll. If you'd like. And we'll go get the other cow. Okay, I gotta put the phone, it's still rainy. It's sort of drizzly rainy. Okay. Just give me a second while I put up the umbrella here. So the phone doesn't get all soaking wet. Whew, that must have been a mess on YouTube. All right. Something like that. Okay, I gotta go get this nosy guy. Come here, Rue. I know. Exciting times. You want to come out? Come here, big guy. Yeah. Oh, why are you leaving? Better make a big decision. You guys can't see him, but he's sort of pet him for a second. Sheesh, you're fine. Going out with Lena. Head down. Yes, even though you're not my horse, you must have a head down approach to life. Back up. Little side item I think I've mentioned in the past. If a horse is being kind of jittery or excited, last thing I'll have them do is follow me close at all. I will be asking for a backup or a stop often. Take your time. Take your time through here. Back up. Back up. Good. Pat him. You're okay. Come on through. He's a well-behaved horse for the most part, but he's excited because Lena's out. You're okay. Come here. Boy. No, not yet. Horses, eh? What do you do with them? Head down. Down. Up. Down for up. Never up, off. Good boy. Okay, wait, you've gone down too far. Okay, up, and then down, down. Good boy, wait, 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 wait. Good boy. You're goodbye. Thanks. Beeline for Lena. She turns towards him. He's like, ah, no, no, no. Stay away. Okay. Free. Geez, we're a long ways away from him with this camera, eh? Let's zoom in a smidge. Oh, that's pretty far. It's going to be a little grainy. All right. So yeah, MJB Salt. Hopefully that helped you out. Oh, it says, thank you for your time and effort you put into your video. I find it very helpful. There, you're welcome. Mr. Unknown, do hooves vary in strength according to breed? Yes, yes they do. Some are much weaker than thinner than others. Do the feet change very much with age? Yes, horses' feet do change with age, especially if they've had a lot of problems, and that could vary from laminitis or founder or overshoeing, too many nails, white line disease, excessive thrush. As they age, they just get weaker and weaker. The bone loss happens more, pedal osteitis, ring bone. So with age, whatever may have been a problem a long time ago kind of thing, will be just worse when they get older. If they are maintained, then they'll just age appropriately, and that'll be that. So let me just grab I'm just going to grab my other phone, just watch these guys roll for a bit here. Ooh, rainy, 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 rainy. Rue is a avid roller, loves to roll, loves to get dirty. So that's his style. Okay, back under the umbrella. That's nice. Look at the boys. The boys in Ruley. Let's see. Okay. Dixie XYZ. How often do to trim the hoof yourself? Ah, good question. Hoof trimming schedule. The schedule I have my horses on is depending on their condition. It'll be anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks. 2 if they've got real troubles, 4 weeks if they're fine, 3 weeks if they're fine. I like a 3-week schedule personally, but it's hard timing wise and all that kind of stuff. But nothing longer than 4 if I can definitely help it. That's already getting to what you saw with Lena, where I've got to spend a decent amount of time putting back all the overgrowth. So yeah, John, I think I answered your question. With age, they do change. Just you know, as we all age, things get weaker. It doesn't mean that they become weak, but they're weaker, not as structurally strong. But good, healthy hooves can last into old age for sure. Like our nails on our hands. Oh, there he goes. Everybody's excited at the back too. Let us out too. Oh, he's yelling. Yeah, he's a cool horse, eh? $1,000 roll. Very good, very good. Maureen says, have you ever seen a farrier wrap the horse's tail around the fetlock so the horse won't drop his foot while being worked on? I would consider that grounds for firing them. If I saw somebody do something like that, I would just let them go. That's crazy talk. So, no, I've never seen that, never heard of it. It's the first time I've ever heard of it. I haven't even considered it. I would never consider such a thing. Um, Train them. That's what happens when you have impatience. You have a lack of patience for training. And it's not fair. It depends, though. I guess I should also put in a caveat that, maybe there's a drastic need to make something happen, but I don't think I'd use a horse's tail. So, nope. Still think it's a big fat no. If there was a need to do something, you'd probably have a vet out and just tranquilize them and get the problem dealt with. If you were in the field and you didn't have access to a vet, you couldn't tranquilize them, get them to slow down and stop reacting physically. There are other methods, I think, to get a hoof to be held up, to be bandaged or taken care of. But there's plenty of methods out there that aren't nice. They're they're based off of a lack of time and patience. So it's up to you. It's up to the horse owner. Brenda says, "Great job. Is there an echo in the stall?" Yep. There's 3 walls, 3 solid walls, and it echoes like crazy. Sorry about that. So I think that's all the questions. If there are any other questions, rewrite them and I'll read them. I'll stick on here for another 5 minutes or so. Carrie says it's a full moon. It is a full moon, isn't it? Wouldn't know it. It's so gray and rainy here. The weekend's supposed to pick up a little bit better, but weather-wise. So we'll see. Well, these two have settled in. Should I check the other guys out? What do you guys think? John says, "Thanks for answering all the questions. Keep up the good work." Thanks, John. I will. I appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Unknown says, "Yes, please." I think so too. They're all kind of, especially Rudy would like to get let out. And she likes, it's a little rainy, but horses don't seem to care. They're all out in the rain anyways. All right, off I go. The mic probably won't work, so if it gets staticky, sorry. Oh, the rain stopped. Go get him, buddy. Okay. Bye. Come on. Good. It's a lot of turning around. I realized I left the camera zoomed in, so you guys probably can't see much. So, let's fix that. Oh no, well, yeah. Maybe something like that. Okay, well. That's a lot of playtime. Ronnie always makes these little drive-bys. They don't really mean anything. That is a lot of action. Okay, let's go get the other two girls. Let's go to the top. Back off. Have fun, Peggy. All right, socialization time has begun. Nicely enough, the rain has stopped. That's good. Let's go get the last horse. Kelly. You come here. I don't need any trouble. Go around that way. Stay there. Better. Better. Okay, come here, silly. Head down. Come here. Wait. Wait. There you go. Okay, that's everybody. All right. Everybody's in the corner. So the rule is generally 6 to 8 minutes. In my mind, the rule is 6 to 8 minutes. They get themselves sorted and then everybody gets a little dozy. Roni's getting, he's going to lose. If he keeps making drive-bys and not actually doing anything. So we watch them and observe and understand. Really? With all her yawning. She's a good girl. Man, it's 1 o'clock. Mr. Unknown says. Actually, let's go back up a bit. MJ B8 salt. Bait salt? Do horses play like that their whole life? Or when they get older, they slack off and be more like humans? Boy, this guy just won't give up. Right, Drew? He probably wants out. He probably says, I don't know, this makes me nervous, but who knows? Geez, everybody's got to have their say. He's really standing up for himself well, though. I have to admit, I see him turn his butt and he yells at them and it drives them off. So he really holds his own. It's good practice for everybody. Good horse socialization. It's fantastic horse socialization. Baby's going down. She says, I need a roll. I'm itchy. So, I'd say that horses play for quite a while. I'd say mid-teens or so for sure. When they get into their 20s, I think it slows down some. Depending. There, see, Roni just makes a drive-by. Rue moves his feet a little. It's good practice. Uh-oh. Rue, you don't want any part of that, buddy. Gracie. Here comes Luke. Oh. Well, that's that. When you get rejected by Gracie, then what do you do with yourself? Just have a cry in the corner, maybe. Yeah, I think they play for quite a while. Stephanie says, where's baby at? Well, she's in now. I guess I just haven't got her yet. Luke is sometimes such a pest. He certainly is. He certainly is, both in horse and human. Oh, the stampede has started. Everybody watch out. We passed the 6-minute mark, somewhere between 6 and 8 minutes. These guys will. Stephanie says that baby's her favorite horse here. Or of this favorite breed. Oh, but see, there's a lot of arena here. You know, they could separate out and go their own way, but they all just stay together. Stephanie says you have beautiful horses. Thank you, Stephanie. They love the wet sand to roll in. It seems that way. Mr. Unknown, just a last question. Can you explain why people clip their horses? I think it's weird, but I guess they have their reasons. Most people clip horses because it's easier to clean them. It also reduces overheating because they work them for performance reasons. With it comes its own maintenance, as they no longer have protective covering for cold. And the people that do it and don't do performance stuff, I think is just more of a culture thing. So culturally they do it. They think their horse looks better, or it's just plain easier because they don't get so free and hard to clean. So that when they go to ride, it's just quicker to clean them off. They'll blanket them too, so that all they got to do is show up, put a saddle on, and off they go. So that's clipping. Calm, quiet release with Gracie. She's doing so much better. Leona says, happiness is the playground. It's true. These guys get. What I always found interesting about Gracie, she's got to kick her own tail off of her. Look at her. What a goof. Uh-oh. Watch out, Rue. She's a ninja. Let's see what happens. She says, I don't like. I tried again, but I don't like. Look at these four. I don't know what Gracie's up to. Should we zoom out a bit more? That's better. Quiet. See, 6 to 8 minutes, everybody settles down, settles in. I'd like Gracie to stop digging, to be honest. Go play or something. So Lena's all a couple more to do today. Well, that's it. You guys have watched the majority of what happens when you stick them in. Maybe 45 minutes will go by of them sort of glancing around and co-grooming and stuff, and then someone will start up again. Look at Gracie. What? Wow. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Well, Rue's been told to get going. No uncertain terms. Ooh, he has to make it through the noodles. Nope, Luke can't get him through the noodles. Not a very good horse trainer, is he? He gave up. He went down a level. Level 3 horse trainer. Is Gracie still in heat? Gracie seems to be in heat forever. Brenda says, how come Gracie's tail is thin? I don't know. It's always been that way. Oh boy. Ooh. Rue's approaching a little more sideways. What is happening? It's interesting, right? Watching these horses behave, do things. Think, what's going on there? If it was just Rue and Gracie, would they connect up and do better. You know, here comes Rudy. It's just driving by. That was a big shake. She's got a lot of sand off. Centrifugal force is amazing. Just checking them out. She's thinking about it. Just a couple of horses moseying by. There's a shot of Ruli standing in the way. So. And two more. 1, 2. So welcome to my life. This is kind of what it looks like every day. Watch horses do stuff. Nope. And finally properly settling in. Oh, you missed that. Sorry, I was looking at them and not the screen. Luke's a good horse exerciser. He really sends everybody around, keeps them moving. It's kind of a good, you know, a good lead of a herd. It's one that keeps them moving around and shuffling onto the next spot for food or water and stuff. It's good instincts in him. Wherever he's got that from. Oh, Gracie's going down again. Another sandy roll for her. Oh, she's up. Kick her tail out a little. How does a horse get irritated with their own tail? How do they get to like, okay, look, I don't need this thing. I'm just gonna. If she had a pair of scissors, would she cut it off? Would there be a lack of foresight there? Oh, I got flies now. What do I do? Just poking away at the pool noodles. She better not chew on those things. So everybody's quiet, paired up the usual pairs, Luke and Piggy and Lena and Roni. Gracie's trying to figure out if she can make a friend, I guess. I don't know. See what she does. She's going through the pool noodles, almost. Roni's going to go talk to Rue one more time. See, he could leave. He could literally go to the other end of the arena and just go stay in the corner. You know, remember when Sky was here? He would do that. He would just go to the far corner and just stay away. He doesn't, so he's still kind of interested. he's maintained his position nicely through his resistance to move off too far, which is a really good thing. They're all steaming. I don't know if you guys can see. It's foggier above their bodies than anywhere else. I've had them out here sometimes when it's cold, and and enough to create a, a, a thin fog over top of the whole arena. There's no wind, so it just sort of stuck there. Okay, Roni's. See, Roni makes these drive-bys, but he doesn't make any progress because he's not a fighter. He's a talker. Anyways, I think I'm gonna get some lunch. I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna zoom out a bit for you guys. If you want to just watch them, I'm cool with that. Horsey playtime. So I'm gonna get some food and I'll be back. But if I don't make it back before you guys, any of you leave, thank you very much for popping in to watch hoof trimming. Questions were great. Some weren't. Some were a little rough, but most were really good. You guys are terrific. It's fantastic to have you guys hanging around. Hopefully I'm providing some good information. So it's useful. Anyways, so oh, see, Ruse picked up his back in for a second there. Oh, Roni's got him moving a bit. Let's zoom in a smidge. You can see Roni's not having a lot of luck because he's not a real kicker. Doesn't really mean it. Oh, Iggy says, "Don't tell me what to do. Go talk to the other one." So little bits and pieces that kind of go on. Oh, you guys are welcome. Goldleaf and Unknown, Mr. Unknown, you're welcome. See you guys next time for sure. And David, you're welcome too. Thank you, David. Martine's off, probably going to bed. Any night. Yeah, usually they'll all just settle in. I'll zoom out a bit while I go eat something. Shouldn't be long. All right. Maybe something like that. Okay, I'll be back in a little bit. If you guys are here, terrific. If not, thanks for coming in. It's been great. Good trimmings. Now it's a little horsey playtime. So see you guys next time. I don't catch you when I come back. that's my whole lunch break. It's raining a little bit now. I watch the horses a little bit from inside. Just goofing off, having fun. Anyhow, should probably get on with things here. Probably chuck the horses back in pretty soon, then go eat, get out of the rain. It's not a covered arena, obviously. So I didn't see that anybody else had any questions just about Gracie kicking her tail a little. She does that a lot when it's wet. When it's dry, she doesn't bother, but when it's wet, it sort of sticks to her legs. It seems to irritate her. So yeah, that was correct. Yeah, and my phone's almost out of juice anyways, so that's about it. No monkey business in your house. Thanks, David. Definitely appreciate that. Good moderating. Very, very helpful. So I'm going to call it at that. I think I'm going to shut this down because I'm at 7% battery. Live streaming takes up a lot of juice. And get on with things here. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Should be pretty soon. I've done half of a video. Just gotta, anyways, okay. So I'll see you guys again. Thanks for coming in. If you're still here, sorry, I'm going to shut down horsey statue time. But nothing much is going on, and probably won't for a while. So talk to you guys again soon.